In my crumble opinion. Hello, my little crumb dumpsters. You're tuning into a new In My Crumble Opinion. It is me, Phoebe Cakes, and I have the wonderful House of Cakes with me today. I have, well, why don't you introduce yourselves? Because I know who you are, but the viewers don't.
Well, the viewers probably do know me. I'm Beef Cakes. Hi.
Hi, I'm Heiress Throttle.
I'm Angel Food Cakes, your producer twink.
And this is the four members of the House of Cakes. I decided to do a nice little family show. We're going to just get acquainted. Before we get into the programming, I do want to remind you, you could listen to us on Spotify. Consider kind of liking, subscribing, following our YouTube. Follow me on social media platforms such as Instagram and Twitter for more updates about the show and myself. You can find me at She Has Layers. I always forget TikTok. Also TikTok. I feel like I want to do that again. Was that good?
No,
we're gonna keep going. Okay. Okay. We're gonna cut that out then. So if you haven't noticed, Angel on the far right definitely looks a little bit like Diet Spice, and she's spicy today. She is monitoring the levels. Do we sound good, Angel?
Yeah, I'm watching the waveforms. I think we look good, and I've been listening in, and we sound good. I lost one of my gloves, and I don't know where the fuck.
Oh my god! If you have another, are you sitting? Can I wear one glove, and can you wear the other
sitting
glove?
on a secret. Fine.
Okay, I'm gonna wear.
This one's the right. That's the right hand.
This the right hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here, gonna go like this, and then whoa.
That's a tutorial.
Oh, it's like backwards.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be good help.
Oh no. Okay.
Not all
I
of us
think-
are Angel.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, we got it. We're getting it. Boop.
Oh, you did that.
Yeah. Now we're both
Oh.
only half not wearing nails.
Yeah, we are only half not wearing nails today. Okay, so let's get to know House of Cakes a little bit. So we'll go down the line. We'll go ahead and start. Well, Angel, since you're holding the mic, we'll start with you. What attracted you to joining the House of Cakes, or asking me to be your mom? What went through your process? What kind of trauma did you have?
Well, I was fucking Phoebe Cakes. So I think that answers all of your questions.
Well, there's a lot of people I fuck that don't become drag people.
Right. So the trauma inflicted upon me by Phoebe Cakes threw me into this heinous and horrible career, profession, hobby. No, I was I was there with Phoebe from the very beginning. I was a backup performer in her very first drag performance at Oasis. And after that, she thought I was so helpful, and so I was like just the cutest, most helpful little twink she'd ever met. So she asked me to help continue helping her, doing backup for things. And that was slowly just becoming more and more involved, where it was just like it was a pretty natural step to like going from like a random twink being murdered in every Phoebe Cakes number to being like a drag performer being murdered in every Phoebe Cakes. So that's kind of where it started for me.
There you go. Homicide. Okay. Next.
My journey, so I have actually known you for
A long time.
almost a decade at this point, right?
Ooh.
And so I remember the beginning journeys with makeup and stuff like that, and it kind of sparked a bit of creativity in me. And you've told this before on a previous episode, but I kept coming up having ideas and just being like, oh, it'd be really cool if Phoebe did this, because like we were talking about Phoebe as if it were a different person, instead of it's just you, one and the same. And you told me that sounds like something you should do. So I started doing makeup, and I clawed my way into the house, and I still remember the moment, at least in my eyes, where I feel like you recognized me as a daughter, because you were like, you're cinched, and I was like, yeah.
That's right. That's all it takes.
Are you cinched right now?
I am.
Oh, look at you. Proud of you, baby. I had been practicing makeup for about like a year and a half, 2 years ish, before I moved to the Bay.
Sorry, I'm just like looking at the waveforms. I think you don't need to eat the mic as much as you are. Is that correct, Angel?
Okay, I'm
That's
being
correct.
like
Yeah. So why don't you be a
significantly
little
too
more
loud.
muscular in kind of like our managing?
Oh, I thought you were telling me to be more masked, and I was like, Sonny, it's not gonna happen. So I had been doing makeup for like a year and a half to 2 years before moving to the Bay. And then when I did move here, I really wanted to kind of start performing more. I have a background in it, so I figured, why the fuck not? And so I asked Honey Mahogany to be my drag mother. She promptly said no.
Whoa! This is the first that I'm hearing. I was not the first choice. Interesting.
Look,
That's
I
fine. I
tried to
wish
go
I
big.
wish it worked out the other way, baby.
Well, she did say no. She said, I will fuck you, but I will not be your drag mother. And so I was on the hunt, and then another bitch who tried to fuck me hit me up on Grindr. That one.
Yeah, I tried really hard.
Yeah, look. Look.
I'm getting my kombucha.
I still
Sorry.
probably have the messages on Grindr, so we could pull those up later for Patreon.
You know, we all
exclusive.
make mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Patreon is-
But you know, but I think that I just wanted a mother. I really wanted the house experience in drag, and so I sought it out, and then here we are. The rest is history.
Do y'all remember the first time we all got into drag together, or the first time, like I mothered you?
Like the first time, not all of us together, but
No,
just
no,
like-
no. You're yourself.
I think it was Oakland Pride 2018.
Okay.
I want to say because, I think what it was is you put me in drag, and we went to one of the Oakland Pride events at Starline Social Club.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like not being into the look that we landed on with me.
You kind of were giving like, who's the main cat in Thundercats?
I don't know. I never watched
Lionel.
but that's correct. It was like a sequin top and a sequin skirt, and then this like frizzy big red wig.
Mhm.
And I was like, kind of like, "Are you sure?" And you were like, "Yeah, it's great." And I was like,
It's great.
"Okay."
Let's go.
You were like, "It's time to go." But like we like went back home after that event, and then got ready to go to Club Poppers, which was later that night. And so that was my first time performing in drag. And so I put on a different outfit for that and felt much cuter.
Yeah.
And and Club Poppers was this show that at the time I think it was Celeste and Anomalia Towers were
Mhm.
hosting it, where you go and you like sign up for a slot and anyone can perform basically.
Yeah.
And I did Hillside Boys by Kim Petras, which I still like that song. It's a good song.
Cute. I also remember that night. I remember we were on Molly, and we recorded the video, or we recorded the number that I did for Club Hoppers, and I was gurning so hard the whole time. It was like so I like went through my phone and just like erased videos that I felt like I didn't need. I had no hesitation deleting that video. I was like, I don't need this on my phone.
We were on Molly? That's crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Said gurning, she meant gooning.
I mean, it looked similar, but one was more painful.
It was Club Poppers.
It
So
was
anything.
yeah, exactly.
Mothering, I think it was the first time I tried my own makeup completely. And I remember sending a picture and you're like, oh, we're going to fix that. And so specifically it was adding color back to my face. And then also it was during the pandemic, I think I remember, and it was experimenting with my eyebrows. And you're like, why do you have sevens on your face? And I was like, what does that mean? It's because my eyebrows were the shape of sevens. So
You make me sound like glibber and quippier than I am, I think.
making you sound like how you sound.
Okay.
I would be inclined to agree.
Okay, well, you had sevens.
No, but like it was feedback is a gift, and now my makeup's this. So better
Beautiful.
or worse.
And for me, it was probably Oaklash 2019. We had painted a couple times before. I still actually have not gotten my full Phoebe Cakes face happening, so I'd very much like that to happen still. But Oaklash 2019 was probably the first time I performed with the house. Phoebe did Shallow and Let's Get Soaking Wet. What's the Dive in the pool. And I was the sacrificial lamb, the little twink that got very soaking wet. And I did it in a horrible asymmetrical side bob.
There's like someone like right outside the door. It's like scary. I don't know.
Oh, are those the tops?
They walked away. They're gone.
Oh.
We'll check that out the
next.
Okay.
Patreon exclusive.
footage.
Who was at the front of the
Who
door?
was at the front door? Oh my gosh,
Computer
we all got murdered on
Computer
camera. Okay, someone's here to stop drag queens.
Yeah, we talked about our first moment, and this is our last moment.
Do you remember when you all met each other?
I'll take the lead on that one. The first time I met Miss Angel Food Cakes there on the end of the couch. She will deny it till the day she dies, but that bitch was staring daggers into my soul. I walked into Phoebe's house to paint for some Halloween gig or something. I think it was Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first time I met Angel, and she was perched up in the kitchen trying to help Phoebe with her makeup, and I was also trying to get help, and it was death stare. It was don't fuck with my top. And I still get that every day. So, we live, laugh, love.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to follow up on that directly?
Sure, yeah. I do contest that characterization because, and I think she contradicted herself immediately, because I do give her that every single day. It's not that anything was different on the first day. I hated her then, I hate her now.
As it should be.
It had nothing to do with her coming after my top.
Sure.
That's it.
Well, this got awkward.
So what about when you first met me? Do you remember?
You? Only very vaguely. I remember we went out one night and we went to like Blind Tiger after. I do remember thinking like, this person's like really grating.
Wow.
But then I fell in love with you after.
It's gonna get a lot uglier, I imagine, as this progresses.
As we keep drinking. We live together, by the way, so in case anyone's curious about that. I remember going out with Angel and kind of, I think everyone thinks that you hate them when they first meet you.
Everyone's right.
Yeah. So that was that. And then Beef, I think, I just remember, truly the first time I really remember you is when you performed at Bar 355 in that giant rainbow wig. And I know we met beforehand, but that like kind of cemented my understanding of you as a person.
Which was destructive.
Well, look, that was my first time performing in drag, period. Yeah. And that was at Tragic Queendom for Oaklash Pride, or Oakland Pride 2019 as well? I think so.
Wow.
Had an accidental wig reveal, left the club with bruises and at least $10 in ones. So, we live, learn, love.
$10 whole.
$10
Where?
Whole dollars. I also actually don't remember our first meeting, but I do recall walking into your home, your old house that you lived in, and seeing you constructing a like loft bed and being like, oh, this is a crafty queen. This is someone who knows their way around construction and around like building things. And I am so surprised that loft did not fall apart with you asleep on top of it.
That's
shady.
It's either a fat joke or a poor construction
joke.
It could have been both too.
Mm-hmm.
That loft was sturdily built.
Very
I actually
sturdy.
remember that. Speaking of being a top, the only top in the house, you two were having trouble breaking that loft apart when you're moving out, and I had to come over and just just do it for you, which was
Manhandle the loft.
manhandled the loft. So it was very sturdily built, was my point.
We ripped it down and did not get charged for it because I put a bunch of filler on and then painted over it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looked at the landlord looked at the job and was like, "Was that like that before?" And I was like, "Maybe." When it definitely was not. But
There you go.
There you go.
And now you are the landlord.
no, I am.
She-
I'm the Oh God.
So, what has your experience been like being in a drag house? Is it different from what you conceived, or you didn't have any kind of expectations about it? What are some of the perks and some of the downsides to being in a drag family?
I can start that. I think I had kind of no expectations for what it would be like. And it's kind of changed a lot over time. The house has gone through several iterations, and right now it feels like we're just very large. You've had kids. You're a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel in some ways like I'm in my auntie era as opposed to my daughter era. Like, I'll always be your baby girl, but at the same time, I feel like I do crafting. And Trans even said with the dress that I made for them the other day that it was the most gender affirming dress that was made because I made it for their body. And I was like, oh,
Aw.
that feels amazing. Like that was a great feeling. So yeah, auntie era.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, like I said earlier, I was really craving like a familial thing with drag pretty much from the get. I felt like I knew I could do it on my own, but I really wanted the support of a family. And I got it. I mean, like, look, we may all have our different opinions and different aesthetics and different takes on drag, but I feel like as soon as one of us comes up with an idea and presents it to the group, it gets kind of just like explored in such a genuine way, and I feel so very supported. And yeah, that sometimes means that it's like people telling you that your ideas are bad and recognizing that like, oh, I should just leave that and move on, and because you're not going to do that on your own. So I think that, you know, it's a fully rounded experience. You get both very good and a little tension, but I think that's, you know, what is love without kind of the tough love, the reverse of that as well. And also I've just really loved having a mom who is as doting and perfectionist as she is.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I wasn't fishing for anything, but thank you. Angel?
Yeah, I think that like I always am the one usually playing all the support roles in the house, and I think that's like what's really cool about our house is like not just me, but like we do provide those support roles for everyone when someone is doing something. So like every time somebody is going through a pageant, it's always like a little exciting because it's like, oh great, I don't have to like be in that position of like shitting myself for a month getting ready for a pageant, but I get to like feel some of the nervousness and like be a part of like making it happen. And you know, it's this very collaborative thing that is like always just like a lot of fun whenever it happens. It's like our house becomes like the central station for like this whatever drag thing is happening, and everything's like a disaster for like 2 weeks, and people are just like coming in and out like at all hours of the day, and it's like it's very exciting.
I agree. It's really cool to when we band together with one singular goal, and that's to like help this person kind of do the best that they can for whatever they're preparing for. Sometimes it's a number, and sometimes it's often it's a competition. I remember when I first started drag, I did the GAPA pageant, and I kind of did that all by myself, and I did okay. And then Butch Queen, I did worse than I did at GAPA, but Angel was helping me a little bit, but mostly by myself. But the last time I did a pageant, I just felt like I had the whole house kind of buoy me and support me and work with me step by step. And it was a completely different experience. And I mean, I honestly feel like I'm not the same drag queen, you know, I was when I started, surely, but I don't think I could be the drag queen that I am today if it wasn't, you know, for the family. we're missing some members here. Who else is part of the House of Cakes?
Well, Translucent is here. Translucent is fully in the room with us. I am wearing Trans's hair that they left here, and they've been bugging me on the group chat to like please bring it to San Francisco for them, and I just keep being like, I'm not going to San Francisco tonight. And then I was like, what should I wear? And
You
I was
inspired
like,
me. I'm also wearing Butter's hair. Butter's my newest baby. And this is the hair she wore when she competed in GAPA, and also got second runner-up. I got first runner-up, but second runner-up.
Yeah, I think second.
Okay. Who are we missing?
I'll take my children.
Yeah, take your children, please.
Well, gather my children. Well, I have 3 kids. One of them is Princess Cakes, who has been a friend for as long as I've lived in the Bay Area, and is a sickening king. Knows how to paint, knows how to skate. Can't stand it. Also, like a high-level librarian, literate, incredible. The librarian.
The librarian of San Rafael.
Yeah. I also have my daughter who currently lives in Chicago, Strawberry Shortcakes, who I've known since literally the day she was born. We had to have some kind of Gen Z in the house, and so I figured I'd toss my coin in the ring and submit my twink. And then my newest child is Teeter. Teeter has been helping me with my show for like the last year and a half. And they started doing that by doing an audience lip sync, and it was so phenomenal that I was just like, please come back and like help me with this show. I would love to spend more time with you. And then over the course of the last year, we figured out that they are a really good performer and that we might as well add them to the house and add more talent.
Did we all feel welcoming of Teeter when you first suggested them joining the house?
Wait, can we get that laugh?
Did we?
I think that answers that question
I
pretty
was always
succinctly.
in support. Did you ever feel like you weren't supported in that decision?
Well, so the thing that needs to be said about that is that I wasn't ever at any point asking for permission to add a member to the house. I didn't do that with my other 2 children, and I will never do that. If I'm going to have a kid, I'm going to have a kid. But it's nice to have the support of your family, and no, to simply answer your question, no, not everyone was in constant support of that. And I think that it was actually coming from a pure place. I think it was coming from a place of wanting to keep the house and the family like very cohesive and very like in tune with one another. And I think that the members who decided that they wanted to gatekeep a little bit, we're doing it out of love.
I'm the gatekeeper. I'm the gatekeeper of the house, and I think that's like that's my role. Make sure everyone's put together. I get killed in everyone's numbers, and I am the twink troll in the gate of the house. Yeah. But that's quite beside the point. We're not done listing house members. Holographic is also not with us at this time. She's passed away. She's in Texas right now. But we love Holly. And did we miss anyone?
No, there's a large contingency of Cakes adjacent people that we always think of when we have shows or like want to do just like group hangs and stuff. I mean, Major Hammy, that was kind of the inspiration
I'm
for
actively
this.
courting Hammy
Yeah.
to join the house.
Wait, but that's my husband wife.
And
Okay, and I'm courting them to be my child.
Polyamory.
If you want to marry your husband,
I do.
if you want to marry your husband,
If I want to marry my
sister, brother.
Well, look, I'm white.
Yeah, it does happen.
there you go. One thing I do also want to say though is I think Angel's bearing the brunt of like gatekeep troll, and I think that it's very much like a if I'm the villain, fine moment. But it's one of those things where it's just like we're a family, but we're kind of not different from all families, but we're very, very tight knit. And as we've continued to grow, we've kind of maintained that very well. And so it's really just like a question of like, hey, like what's the vibe of someone? Like, are we able to kind of let loose in the group chat a little bit, or
So we have to take a break.
wrap it up? Anyways, I also shared that sentiment, but I'm very happy to have Teeter with us because they're sickening.
I'm also happy to have Teeter with us, but I do disagree that that everyone's invited to the House of Cakes if they want to be by a singular member. I think we do have, in a certain capacity, can outvote you in adopting someone.
We do have to take a break, though.
Oh, we do? Okay, we'll take a break, and we'll continue this. Okay.
Seen, heard.
Hello, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we were just fighting about whether we should let people into the house or not without the permission of others. I just wanted to clarify and say that, like, I've brought twinks over that I put into face, and people are like, we don't ever want to see them again. So...
And we didn't. And we will not.
So I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, I'll listen. But if we didn't like Teeter so much, I don't know if they would be a part of the house, honestly. Yeah, but we do. We love Teeter. Okay, so now is everyone's favorite part of the show is when we talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. We are nearing the end of the season. Thank God. I love how we've been chopping queens from the get-go. No kind of bringing people back or no eliminations or double shantays. So what happened last episode? It was the makeover challenge.
Yes.
One of my favorites. I feel like we haven't had a makeover challenge in
a few years.
3 years.
Because of COVID.
Right? Because of COVID?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So who do you think did well in the challenge?
Anitra, Mistress, and Sasha.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So you're saying two duds.
Two
The
duds.
two bottoms were the right bottoms.
There was, in my estimation, one clear bottom, which was Lux.
Okay.
Lucy, I think, successfully did like a family resemblance thing, but like the look itself was like, and then the top three were all of pretty comparable quality, I think. Yeah.
My only take on that is that I felt like Mistress's two looks were a little simple. I still think they were stunning, and I still think that they were like top worthy. They should not have been in the bottom by any means, but I thought that they could have been a little bit more. Similarly, I felt like Lux's look could have been really sickening if just like one of the folds of material had been that blue material. It would have really tied it all in, I think. But she also like didn't care about her teacher, which was so sad to me. Especially because until the very, very end, she was like, oh, she's very good, right? But it made me sad because I was like, oh, these teachers are going out of their way to like do this, like connect with them. You haven't talked to anyone besides these like same 16 faggots for like God knows how long, all summer. Like, please connect with this woman. She wants you to.
And it's her moment.
That being said, I feel like that episode was truly the edit, right? Like they really were just curating it for whoever they wanted. I think that you could have made an argument for Mistress to be in the bottom just because her partner got swallowed up in all that black. That giant black boa sucked up all that light, and then Black Velvet. It's like, where's the body?
She could not have been in the bottom because it was Snacks.
It was like,
Winner of the Bay Area. Snacks was on Drag Race this week.
Winner of Star Search.
Winner of the Bay Area.
Bay Area. Okay.
The winner of the Bay.
I do want to disagree a little bit about making or Mistress's garment. She made that dress. Right. I feel like on the runway it would have read a little better if they had switched boas, because it would have framed the dress a little more, because the black boa
did I
on
not
top
literally
of
say that?
No, like switched boas.
I know, didn't I say that?
No, you said the black just swallowed her all up. Right.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, but it's also like she made the garment, the face was beat, and she probably had the most like continuous, authentic connection to, the person she was making over. So, yeah. So, I mean, like, I feel like it was impossible for her to be on the bottom, given kind of those things. I do think it was the right bottoms this week. Lucy's outfit was just so terrible. And at the beginning of the episode, she voted herself to be the person to lead the competition. And I'm just like,
Which, like, well, and flaunt it too.
Mhm.
I do think it was the smart decision, but also, like, damn, girl, you're gonna vote for yourself? Yikes!
Yeah.
It was yikes. I am happy she's gone. I was getting tired of hearing her self-servicing remarks. Truly one of the least likable people on that television show. I'll say it. I did not like Lucy.
The most iconic exit interview
Oh, beautiful
ever
exit.
delivered.
Yeah.
I'm through the moon. I
Yeah.
love it so much.
Yeah, it's been a while since someone's been so unedited leaving the workroom. We get a lot of like, I'm happy with what I did here. I'm at peace. Or just like, I got to show the world, it's not over for me. You haven't seen the last of me. But like this true devastation and saltiness and indignance. I mean, like, just like, that's good. I love it.
I think she gave some of the best like TV out of any of the contestants this season.
Not more than Mistress.
Well, I think that like she was an excellent like springboard for Mistress. I think that she brought a lot of the Mistress's best out. But I think Lucy was a very good character on this season.
To Lucy's credit, like the body was always right, and she had maybe arguably the best snatch game behind Jinx Monsoon ever. Like it was just like so good, so smart. But yeah, kind of just like poo-poo personality. And, the queen can blame it on the edit as much as she wants, but like she said those things repeatedly and kind of just like was like that person.
Speaking of blame it on the edit,
Mm-hmm.
next week they're recording remixes to that, I believe.
Oh.
And they're eliminating someone. So it's a top 3 for the first time since season 8.
Amen.
But are they? They might not.
I think so. I think this season they've like really gone out of their way to do
go back to
everything by the
basics.
book. They've done every single thing. They haven't done a single double elimination, double save, nothing like that. They eliminated people every time, and I think that they're like wanted to prove after last season that they're capable of going back to those basics and like being the show they once were.
But doesn't that just set them up perfectly to do it in this last episode for a top 4? I mean, like, look, it's also like I don't know who they would knock out.
Lux.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I think Lux
to.
is sickening. She has the
She
looks.
is sickening.
She has the body. She has a personality. She's really proven herself. But she hasn't like given the show the narrative of like the winner. I mean, a little bit Violet Chachki vibes, kind of like super confident till the very end.
Well, right, but like she's hit the bottom and Violet never really did, right?
That's right. Exactly. She hit the bottom last week, which is her first time, longest streak of safe from any other contestant. I think they're sickening, and I think if they did a top 4, nobody would be surprised. But I think it's unfair to say that there's no one that could leave. I mean, I feel like I don't know. It's like a lip sync music video challenge, and I feel like Lux could serve.
I truly feel like they're not going to boot anyone, and they're just going to go to a top 4 in the finale. I mean, that's kind of what I'm hoping for, but mainly because like I really want to see more lip syncs between Sasha and Anitra, and I feel like that's more likely to happen with a 4 than a 3 in the top. So that's my take.
Well, and the other thing is that they do really like doing that lip sync kind of bracketed battle where it's like 1v1, 1v1, and then the finalists go against one another. So, sorry, I'm a little gassy. So yeah, I think there's a good argument for keeping 4.
I feel like if we're just gonna make predictions, because we don't know shit, I feel like it's gonna be a top 3, and it's gonna be like the final kind of performances like they did for Bob's season. Yeah.
Well,
And
the
I think
top
that would
4
be
thing,
great.
the top 4 thing just came out of that happening on season 9.
Mhm.
Pretty much by chance. They happened to like double save and not end up like double eliminating.
Oh, not by
anyone.
chance.
By chance, whatever.
Mhm.
But like that season, they happened to have 4 people, and that lip sync battle format was so popular that they were like, well, we have to keep doing this.
Well,
Like,
they're chasing the
like,
dragon. They
they're
wanted
chasing
another Sasha Velour.
So
And I don't
they've
think
been
that
doing that
ever
for seasons,
happened.
and I think they finally are like, okay, maybe we don't have to do this every time,
I
because
mean,
like
how many butterflies had to
after
die?
how many
until
butterflies?
They're like, we gotta stop.
And was it last season or like just it's become clear that like, you know, they'll have these battles, but then they'll choose the winner that they want.
Mhm.
So like it gives them more room to produce it anyway.
I mean, honestly, I think they didn't want to choose Sasha the year she won. I think they wanted to choose Shay.
Yes.
And they just couldn't because Sasha ate that lip sync.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I think Sasha's gonna win, but I also wanted to touch on the moments between Mistress and her teacher were just so tender and so sweet and brought me all of the good butterflies, not the dead ones. And so yeah, that I mean, Sasha's gonna take the crown if she doesn't. Like, we're rioting in the streets, baby.
I'd be happy with either Mistress or Anitra or that. Who's vibrating?
It's that one.
Oh. Yeah, I'd be happy with any of them.
Oh, yeah, I feel like Sasha is poised to win. I think that Anitra definitely has the late season momentum narrative. I thought that Mistress was going to be coming from behind to win this season, but she hasn't won anything in a really long time. So I think she has to like really kind of blow the next episode and the finale out of the water in order to win at this point. But yeah.
I think Mistress is gonna win. I feel like Anitra does have a producerly momentum behind her in the past few episodes. Well earned, because she did come out the bat kind of being one of the top contenders. I think they want to hold on to Sasha for an all-star season. That seems like something that she could do really well in. She probably has one of the most impressive packages to grace the season. Like, every look's been great. Every I think she's done has been so good. I think it's about time that a big girl wins, and I think Mistress is just the personality. You know, I don't know. She's the big girl.
She's the girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's that
the
girl.
Small girl, big girl.
She's Jeff doing the damn thing.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on Drag Race? Anything else we want to say? What we're gonna do is we're gonna play that game that they played for the mini challenge when we get back from this commercial break. So we're gonna take a short break.
Oh, the one
right
last
now.
thing, fracking.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Can't
Don't
say
say
that.
that.
I can't say
Can't say
fracking?
that.
Oh,
We're gonna
damn.
take that out. We're gonna take that out.
Oh no.
Edit that out.
Oh no. I hope we don't get sponsored by frackers.
So I was given a correction during the break. I did erase Beef's verseness. Beef is verse.
Versatility.
Beef likes the bottom, lying down and on all fours. Okay, so we're gonna play a game. I'm going to ask my babies who they think blank is the blank, kind of like they did in the mini challenge. I'm really bad at explaining game rules. Yeah. Can you explain it? It's like who?
You're gonna give a prompt, and we're gonna select which one of the four of us it describes the most.
There you go. See, I used to be wrinkle brain, but now I'm all smooth. So who knows if I could even come up with the best questions. Okay, so who in the house has the best makeup?
And it's just us four. It's not.
Yeah, it's just
Not
us
the whole
four.
house.
Yeah, it's just us four. Okay. Show. I don't know if we could see. So everyone said me, including myself, except for Heiress. So everyone gets a point except for Heiress. Okay.
forgot that's how the game works.
But I get a point because I got a compliment.
Should we keep track of our points?
I forgot how to play the game for a second.
No, that I know. Okay.
Fuck you too.
I was that was supposed to be a giveaway for warm up, and you failed.
I don't want to gamify it. I want to tell truth.
Okay. Who in the group is most likely to get arrested? Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, this one's easy because it like literally happened.
It did happen.
I said beef, yeah. What happened?
That did happen to me. I got arrested at the airport because I had my grandma's switchblade in my purse that I keep on me for protection because these streets ain't always safe. And I forgot that it was in my purse, so I got detained at the airport.
Whoopsie.
Did they ever give it back to you?
No, I never got the knife back. I almost asked, and then I felt her ghostly hand on my shoulder being like, shut the fuck up, you little twink. So I didn't ask for it back. I did have a court date. She was blind. Yeah, she was blind. She also couldn't feel the texture of hair. I did have a
Grandma
court
just
date.
didn't know what a twink was.
No, my grandma knew what a twink was.
Okay.
Let me tell you, honey. I educated her. No, I did not get the knife back. I did have a court date. They canceled the court date, and I did not go to prison yet.
Why did they cancel it?
I don't know. White privilege, probably.
Oh, probably.
Probably.
Does anybody want to come up with one? Okay, I'll just keep going. Okay. Who in the house is the shadiest?
This one's actually hard. I don't think so.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I didn't get a point. Everyone said Angel, and I put myself. Okay.
You're in your congenial era.
I am in my congenial era. I am actively being congenial. I mean, I just feel like I have so many shady thoughts, but I don't share them, so I guess that makes me not shady.
You haven't commented on my 7s in a long time.
No. I've kind of given up on that. So
Those 7s, 8.
Stupid. Okay. Who is I don't know. Oh, hold on. We have to edit this part. It has to go much more smoothly when in production. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Angel, you have one.
Who this is? I'm pulling from the show.
Okay.
Who thinks they're the smartest?
Who thinks they're the smartest?
I think that's what they did in the show, I think that's a better. I think it's a better question.
They're the smartest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than who is the smartest.
Gotcha. Okay. As I spell things incorrectly.
1,
2, 3. Oh no! Okay, well.
wasn't who is the smartest.
Oh, they all put Phoebe. That's rude. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. You come up with the one.
Who tells the most rotted jokes?
Yep. Unanimous.
Look.
How are you keeping track?
I'm
Tallying.
Oh, are you just writing your own points?
your own points.
Oh, I was writing.
Y'all
I
could
thought you
just
were keeping track of everything.
y'all could just do
So
it in post-production too.
So everyone's gotten the maximum amount of points except for me and Heiress,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So
We should just keep track in post-production, like a little doink right underneath us. Okay, well, you have it here, lazy producing.
So what should I have? I should have 4.
And we should have 5.
Okay.
Just so you know, if you're wondering why there's a black box next to me, that's where beef used to be. Angel has really stepped in.
Gonna edit you right out.
She said, I will not add in those little tick marks, but I will edit you out of all of these videos.
Listen, making this show is like a lot of work, and we actually don't do a whole lot for it. And even then, it's like a lot of work. And anytime somebody's like, "Oh, you should do this," I'm like, "Uh-huh." No, I'm not gonna do that.
So y'all should maybe sign up for the Patreon so that they can do more once they get paid.
Thank you. That is something
That is
you should all
true.
do. That's true.
If we were getting paid to do this, then I would consider doing more fun additional things to make this even better for you all. So subscribe to our Patreon and help make the show even better.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, do that. Listen to them. They're smart babies. Okay. Who is the most likely to get blacklisted from a bar? In the house. On the couch. Okay, so this one doesn't have to be anyone on the couch. Who should we adopt into the House of Cakes next? Oh. So you and Heiress get a point. You both said Hammy. Beef said no one, and I said Mojo, which is almost like saying no one too. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I will say, when I was talking about like house adjacent, Mojo's also obviously always up there in terms of people that were just like, we always want Mojo around.
I mean, if we want to just give a quick shout out to all of the house adjacent members, the list would go on too long, so we won't do that.
True.
Unless you wanted to. Okay, Slay.
I was just going to say this episode was originally slated to be Beef and Major Hammy. And then Hammy was like, actually, no, I don't want to do that. So
They said, too stinky.
Accurate.
And I said, I can't blame you. Good choice. Good life choices. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take another break, and then when we get back, we have one little segment, and yeah. What? Oh,
who won?
okay. 10.
Angel won.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Angel
We should
won.
have
Angel
started
knows
this.
us the best.
We should have. The first question should have been like, who's gonna win?
Oh,
That would've been good.
I would have chosen you too. Okay, yeah, we all would have gotten that point, and it would have mattered. Okay. All right, welcome back. Our final segment is going to be something that is might be a little fraught, a little contentious. You're going to see a very vulnerable, raw side of frauding of the House of Cakes. We kind of have a reputation of being very captious with one another. Wasn't it somebody that like, was it Hammy that was just like?
It was Hammy. Hammy was.
What were we fighting about in front of Hammy?
I honestly don't even remember. And it was me and Angel fighting about something.
Oh, it was also vinyl.
Was it also vinyl?
Yes. It was the Halloween edition of Vinyl doing Turn Off the Light by Kim Petras.
Oh, and you two were fighting.
And we were fighting in the group chat. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Which, when we say fighting, I think like having a discussion is like a
So
better...
what is vinyl?
Vinyl is my show that I produce and put on monthly at Northlight in Temescal. In Oakland, it is at Northlight, which is the bar that I work at, manage, bartend, and serve at. And it's a blast. It is a drag brunch that is kind of aimed not towards your usual drag brunch crowd. It's a little bit more queer, and the focus is on music. So we pick a vinyl album, and we play it from start to finish, and do almost every single song off the album.
It's a great show. It's a really small, intimate space, but like you wouldn't know it, but it's like one of the most lucrative brunch gigs that I've ever done.
Oh, it's
yeah. People love to throw money at the drag performers, and it's a really good time because it like forces everybody to focus because it is so small. And also it's really great to kind of like just like sit inside of an album for, an hour and a half, as opposed to like jump around,
Yeah, I mean, I started it because that's generally how I listen to music, is I will pick an album and then just like be like, oh, I'm going to be obsessed with this for the next 3 weeks. And it's all I listen to. And then I just play it cover to cover all the time. So I figured, fuck it, why not make a show about this?
So we famously fight every time we do a group show together. We did it last time, and it's all very insular, and it's kind of funny, haha. And then, But
yeah,
I
it's
think
so funny.
so. I think part of the dynamic is obviously like a lot of us are opinionated. A lot of us are producers. We look at it as like an opportunity to kind of like share in the producerly kind of activities. But obviously it's Beef's show, so we maybe step on her toes a little bit. But also it's just like Beef has some really bad opinions, and we have to kind of contend with those. Is that a fair characterization?
I think that that's not unfair. You know, we are all entitled to our own opinions,
Mhm.
and whether or not they are bad is also subjective. But I think that it's important to realize that there's always a limited number of songs off any album, and most albums have a couple skips on them, so nobody necessarily wants to do those.
I will say that it's also novel in that, like, for brunch shows, you don't normally choose the songs for the performers. So to completely kind of veto or have that unilateral power is maybe not the tea.
I mean,
It's like if Amora asked me to do a brunch show and she said, like, well, you have to do these songs, I'd be like, bitch,
well,
no.
so the way that I normally operate the show is I pick an album, and then I'll either pick an album, or I'll choose someone that I want to book, and then together we'll choose an album, and then I will book a couple other people because that they would excel doing that album. And then I put them all in a group chat, and I have everyone throw their top 3 to 5 songs at me. I then come up with a playbill, and then send it back for review, and then there's discussion. However, when Phoebe Cakes is in a group chat with these, she decides the playbill for some reason. And then
I just beat you to the punch, baby. You could have done it before I did.
You're right.
You know what I
I
mean?
could have.
Like, you had all the information I had.
You're right. And I could have done my job had you let me.
Oh, well, I'm giving you the opportunity now. So today we're going to watch Beef cast the family vinyl brunch. We're doing Lady Gaga's Art Pop on April 29th. 30th, April 30th. Hold on. What do you want to say?
Should we give just like a little bit of background
Sure,
history
give a little
on why we're
Give a little
doing
bit
Art
of
Pop?
background.
When was it? A year ago?
Yeah, it was like...
Was it like April or something?
Yeah.
May of 2022. We did a family vinyl, and it was a great fun. We were having a hard time choosing an album, and Beef stepped in, made an executive decision that we were going to do Future Nostalgia by Doompa Loompa. And after she said that, we started to coalesce around our second option, which was Art Pop. And so I think there was like a solid plurality of the house that was in favor of doing Art Pop in lieu of Future
And Beef
Nostalgia.
was like, we're like, no, you won't. And then, and we totally did acquiesce.
We did.
With the contingency that we were going to do Art Pop the following family show, which is now the show we are currently producing.
So Future Nostalgia was a great show. We had a great time.
It was good. I don't know. I hated my outfits. It was a great time.
That sounds like a personal problem.
It was a personal problem.
You all
Yeah.
hated my outfit.
Oh,
for Future
it was
Nostalgia.
clashy, baby.
One of them was flashy. The other one was like black velvet.
Yeah.
Violet.
Black Velvet.
So the reason that we were not going to do Art Pop was because I had done The Fame the month prior, and I like to keep things fresh and not do exclusively Lady Gaga albums.
Let's not relitigate. We didn't even need to give that backstory. But I will say, even once we landed on Future Nostalgia, the fighting continued.
The fighting did continue because, as there are with all albums, there are some skips, and not everyone wants to perform those songs.
Well, so here's the tea. Whenever I get into it with Beef in these, I'm always kind of like in the position of like volleying for somebody else. You know, like I want them to be heard, and I want everyone in the show to feel 100% about their number and their participation. And I feel like I have a lot of empathy, and I feel like sometimes you bulldoze people.
I think that you having a lot of empathy is a correct read. However, I do disagree with the bulldozing in the respect of I hadn't come up with a playlist at all. You in fact had not given me a chance to even assign these songs before I was being told that I was bulldozing and that you were advocating for people. So that's my take on that.
So we're gonna.
So we're
cast
gonna.
the
So
show.
this next segment is where we all get to bully beef on primetime
No.
television.
I want. So here's how I. Think.
I will say, Phoebe came up with her set list, and
second set list. Her second.
yeah.
I did
so,
one. I did
so
one
again,
prior to the.
you had multiple chances here.
Yeah.
She came up with it. You objected. You said I need to be given a chance to do this. Give me a few days, babe, and I'll come back. It's been a few days. Today's
Okay,
the day.
so-
It's been correct. 2 days.
Okay,
It's been
so-
2 days.
So the way I did, I'll just like talk
My
through kind
God.
of the set list I came up with. We could put it up. We could do like a little screen cap of it.
We also don't have to do that.
Yeah, we don't have to do that. But the first time I did it, I was just like, well, these are the songs that I think people would really, really excel in. And I deliberately gave people songs that I just thought they would really, really be cunt in. For instance, I gave you Man I Cure because I think it's like the danciest song. I just think like out of the songs on the album, that one commands the most kind of like kinesthetic awareness. And I just felt like you had the most of that from anybody else in the group. You said you didn't like the song. In my second iteration, I took that song away and I gave you the songs that I just thought were the best songs on the album, which also happened to be the first and last songs because it's Aura and Applause, which was her lead single and still the best performing single from the album. And I deliberately did that because I thought those would be the best songs for you as the host and according to like the song's performance. Okay, so I lied. We are going to take a quick break and change the battery.
And we're also not going to continue this segment. I hope.
We'll see what happens.
This is fun.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Welcome back. We took a moment to center ourselves and moderate our emotions. And we're ready to cast this upcoming show at Northlight called Vinyl that Beef produces. It's going to be April 29th and April 30th.
It is
Jesus,
April
why do I keep
30th.
saying 29th?
It is
Something
Sunday.
is happening.
It is Sunday, April 30th. There will be a show at 11:30 and a show at 2. Please come.
Okay, so Angel has written down all of the tracks from the deluxe version of Art Pop, which does include the Christina Aguilera version of Do What You Want With My Body.
To which she is adding to the list now.
Oh, wait, does it not include that?
The deluxe version does. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It was originally deleted from the track listing because it originally featured...
Bleep. And fuck that man.
Yeah, fuck that man. Okay. So, I would... you guide us through your principles when you're filling it out. Because you now know what people want to do. And most people are pretty flexible. I would say I'm very flexible.
Yeah, I would agree. So again, normally how I work this is I ask people what their like top 3 to 5 songs are, and then try and give everyone their like first pick. 9 times out of 10 there will be people who have listed the same songs. So I just try and do it as judiciously as possible. Oftentimes I will, for myself, choose one song that I really want to perform and then take whatever is left over. Not always. And sometimes it works out that the songs that I want to do are songs that nobody else wants to do. I do not remember off the top of my head what everyone put in. And also normally I book 3 other performers. And this show has 7.
7.
Yeah, 7 other performers, including myself.
Yeah.
Or excluding. Yeah, 8
8
total. So I don't have all that information off the top of my head. So we are not going based off that information. We're just going to wing this.
I think it's very fair that you choose your top pick, and then we'll put that in first.
Okay.
So what is your top pick?
Off the whole album. Well, I am very familiar with Sex Dreams. I was voted famously the sluttiest cake. There was a tie.
There was a
Yeah,
tie.
yeah. But we all know who really won it, don't we? So I'll take Sex Dreams for myself. Yeah, it honestly was Butter. Butter is the sluttiest member of the House of Cakes, followed close second by Prince Hex.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll take. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. Opinions again. So I'll take Sex Dreams for myself. And then are we just going from the tippity toppity?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with giving So the way this show is, all the senior members will have the option to get 2 songs because we've been in the house the longest.
Senior members
Seems
being
fair.
the ones that are on the couch.
Are the ones that are on the couch. And then people that join the house later on, and it's maybe the first time doing the show, will get 1 song, maybe 2 songs if there's something that wasn't picked up. So I think it's fair to let the people that are probably only going to do 1 song, or most likely to do 1 song, to get their top pick.
Yeah, pick them first.
So let's say, what is Trans's top pick?
Mary Jane, which
and that's what I put. So go ahead and put Mary Jane for that.
and that's what I put. I agree. I think that is a good fit. I think that it's like it fits their sensuality in performing. Teeter, I know, it said some blasphemous things, mainly that they're not very familiar with this album, but the song that they are familiar with and think that they would do a good job performing is Guy, G-U-Y.
I know Butter really wants to do GUI.
Right. I also know that.
Butter is also one of those that is the most flexible.
I agree.
So I don't mind not putting Butter in GUY.
And also, to be clear, this may not be the lineup we're using.
Yeah,
it might
it could be, yeah.
It could be.
But for the record, I did put Teeter for GUY
Yeah.
when I made it. So go ahead and put Teeter.
Okay, that also leaves us with Butter. I feel like Butter should take Venus.
That's what Phoebe gave.
That is also because that was originally my first pick, and I famously give it away. I keep saying famously, and I selflessly give it away to my baby Butter.
Can I just say that?
Oh.
What I absolutely love about being in the car with Butter and Phoebe is Butter exhibits baby privilege very regularly, and so she'll say things to Phoebe that I'm like, oh, and then Phoebe's like, yeah, baby, that's okay.
Things that would not fly for the rest of us. Yeah.
Butter needs protecting.
Yeah, from you.
From each other.
From you.
From us.
All right, so that also gives us Prince X. Yeah, I feel like fashion is the correct choice. I feel like their mouth moves in that way, and I want to see it.
Phoebe also raised a sort of a fun sort of aspect of that is that Prince X could do fashion, I could do Donatella, and it's like a fashion off between the two of us.
Well, also something that we did during the Fuchsia Nostalgia brunch that we have not really even talked about or explored is duets. And I mean, I think that with 8 performers, it's kind of ripe for it.
Yeah.
And also, like, the space is too small for a large group number, but for a duet, it's kind of great.
It's great.
It's kind of great. So that I'm gonna keep that in mind as well.
Your and Hammy's duet was very good for the
For Demons.
Petros Demons. Yeah, that was really.
Thank you. We are rehearsed in this very living room.
Yeah.
And almost smashed a chandelier. But we didn't. But we did not wreck your house, landlord. Yeah. Well, they were up on my shoulders, and I was standing at full height. So, yeah, he was all the way up there.
So I think now that we have kind of like
We can just go down from
the
them.
ones we'll go from the track list.
Okay.
So top one.
So the top
Aura.
one is Aura, which is an incredible song. Personally, I don't think it should really be performed by a white person. I don't really think it should.
Because the original lyrics were burqa.
I mean, like, that's still in there. It's
Yeah,
still in
it
there.
is in
And also, it's a great song with an unfortunate level of, misappropriation, a little bit of, like, a little...
That happens throughout the album.
Yeah, it definitely does, which is unfortunate. For Aura, honestly, I would love to see you do Aura. I think that you would kill it. I think that you would do great opening the show as the mother of the house.
I could kill Aura. It's not my favorite.
I don't think it's anyone's favorite, baby.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a lot of people's favorite. Yeah, a lot of people put Aura.
Name them. No.
Well, please do.
Prince X, myself. I think were 2 of them. Did you put Aura as well?
I think I put it
Yeah.
in my list.
Yeah. So, I mean, just because I didn't put it on my short list and you 3 did, it could be up to you 3. But I agree with...
Do you mean us 3?
No. Up to Prince X, Heiress, and Angel.
Well, I agree that like opening the show, like is a great opportunity to like use that as like this is the house, baby, which is why I think it should be either Beef or Phoebe.
To prime the show.
Yeah.
Or no one does it, and we could do like a walk around, like a parade.
There's Gypsy is famously not going to get taken.
Yeah, that's true.
For now, let's put Phoebe on there.
Sure. Let's put me for Aura.
Did anyone else catch the hint of bitterness in that voice there? The next song is Jewels and Drugs, which we are just going to go ahead and skip over.
We're skipping it.
Because I think the chances are very high that nobody wants to do that. Famously, I was going to do shout out to Diana. I love you. I love that you want to do my show so often. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You are not invited to do this one. Sit down. Okay, not that. No, not all that. But like, this is a cake show, baby. It's for the cakes.
Di, come crash it. I'll smuggle you in.
Absolutely not.
Diana, drop dead. Manicure.
I don't know this song.
It's a good song.
So that's the one
It's so good.
that was like my first choice after I gave Venus away. So that's why I was hesitant to take Aura, because I do feel like no one put Manicure down except for me. So I don't mind doing 2 songs, but I didn't want to be that girl in the 2 songs in the first half. I didn't want to be that girl.
Because that's also exhausting. Like,
it is exhausting, but I mean, let's put me, because that is the one that I do want to do, and no one else has kind of like said anything. Or we can skip it for now.
Let's put Phoebe for now, and we can adjust. Art Pop. I don't remember who put their name down.
I think I did. I think Butter did.
I was gonna say, I honestly think that you would do a great job with this song. You are not. We don't have you on here.
Not the first half.
I think that you would do a really good job with it. I think you would have fun with it. And I feel like an outfit between that and Donatella would kind of speak to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I have rounding out the first half. Do what you want.
And that's ripe for a duet.
So right off the bat, I think that you would crush that song. I think that Heiress would be just really incredible performing that. And if we were to duet it, I mean, I do it with you.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, cute. Okay, let's do that.
A little sister sex moment.
Who's Christina? Yes. Who's Gaga?
Exactly.
Do you want to be Gaga?
I honestly feel like I'm Christina.
All right. Fuck it. I will take Gaga on that.
Okay, that's side 1. Wow, I'm so proud of us. That was good.
We did it, and
We
nobody
did it.
even threw a punch.
No.
Okay, side 2. We start off strong with Swine, which is an incredible song. I fucking love that song. So I'm tempted to put myself, but I do think that Heiress would do a better job than me.
You got your first choice out of the entire album. So
Swine is my first choice, mostly because I'm gonna do the pig prosthetic and all that stuff. So I feel like I'm very committed to that fantasy. It's very long.
It is very long.
Very dancey.
Do you want to do another duet?
No, and Swine isn't ripe for a duet either.
It is also, if you need to put on a prosthetic, you would be closing the first half with Do What You Want and then opening the second half.
I think I'd have a pig nose in both.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. Okay, let's put.
The answer
it
is
okay to put
I wear a
Heiress
pig
down?
nose the entire time.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
please. I think that's correct.
Beef does have a gig to get to, the Port Bar. So we're gonna speed through these. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go put myself for Donatella because, like, I don't know why we're pretending.
Okay.
You literally couldn't get that sentence out fast enough.
You are Donatella.
Donatella. We already have Fashion to Prince X, Mary Jane Holland to Translucent, Dope. We can skip.
We can't skip. People love Dope.
Mm-hmm. So that was my second choice. And I feel like it's the only ballad, and I love my ballads, and I kind of had the feeling that most people were going to feel like it was a skip or they didn't want to do it. So I do want to do it because I do feel like it's like Gaga in her most cringy earnesty, and I love that.
Love you more than Dope.
Love you more than Dope.
I don't think we can say that word.
We shouldn't.
We need to consult someone that is of Romani descent and glean how they feel about it. I am okay with skipping the song. I don't have any preciousness to it. I think it's kind of fun, but I also understand that the term is appropriative or problematic. And, sound off in the comments if you have feelings about the song. I would like to learn more.
And that leaves us with Applause, which we originally kind of said would be a really good group number, which I stand by. I think that would make a great group number. However, the performance space is very small and very limited, and it turns into just a mess.
Well, I think what could work is one person starts it out alone. They do the first verse and chorus. They step back out. Somebody else can come in, do the second verse and chorus. And then the final chorus, we can all come out and be silly.
Oh, that's great.
That's actually a great idea. And I think that myself starting it as the producer of the show does make sense. And then honestly, Phoebe following up with the second half as the house mother also makes sense to me.
It would be an oversaturation of me, so I'm resistant to that, just in terms of I don't want. Yeah, I just did a ballad.
But you can. Yeah, and
okay.
it's the last song on the album.
Okay. I'm happy to do it. Okay, and everyone. So Gypsy is up for grabs. That could be an audience lip sync.
We are not doing that, honey. No, I was actually thinking that if we were going to do an audience lip sync for this one, then it should be Do What You Want because it's not on the regular album.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I've been doing less audience lip syncs and more kind of just fucking with that idea and doing different things. Like at my last show, we did a lap dance.
That was great.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
We also did a costume contest in during Halloween. So I think that there's plenty of space to do not an audience lip sync. Yeah. But I mean, look, we have a lineup.
Yeah.
We have a set list. I don't know if you all have been able to hear Bowie whining in his grate in the other room this whole time.
Baby wants some attention.
Maybe Bowie can do Gypsy.
Yeah. So this
Don't
is
cancel my dog.
This is a preliminary kind of set list. It's not set in stone. Beef can change it around. It might change around if somebody might drops out or somebody gets added to the list. That might happen as well. So definitely come out to vinyl on April 30th.
There you go.
I got it.
Nailed it.
And we're gonna end this episode. I want to end on a good note. No more fighting. Any last? Oh, yes. Which one? This right there. Oh, this one. All right. I just want to go ahead and shout out our patrons again for supporting us. What's that?
The tier cake tier patrons.
Oh, tier cake tier patrons. We got Bella, Chris Hendricks, Nova San Diego, Kai B. Michaels, and Raina Terra. Thank you so much. Where can we see you next? This episode is going to air tomorrow, so anything that's going to happen after tomorrow?
Obviously, vinyl is happening. That is, as we've said multiple times, April 30th. That's a Sunday, 11 and 12. And at 2. I'm also going to be dancing at Princess. I'm going there on Saturday the 8th for Blasphemy. I am also performing at Sluts Bar, doing some pole this coming Saturday, April 1st. And I will also be doing the Bounce Comfort and Joy Party this Saturday, April 1st.
Vinyl, of course. And next month, for all you nerds out there, we are releasing a Dungeons and Dragons actual play podcast featuring all queer artists and performers. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's called Queers on Dice. And look out for the Instagram posts and hype train to follow.
Roll initiative.
You will hear me next week on In My Crumble Opinion, being yelled at by Phoebe Cakes.
True.
And I will be at Pillows, hosted by Mary Weiss, at Powerhouse on Monday, April 17th.
And you can catch me all over the place. I have a bunch of gigs. I have my Port Bar gig, going to be first and third Tuesdays this coming month. I also have Cake Hole on the 29th. That's why I kept saying April 29th. It's going to be a sickening show. It's later in the month. So if you're used to it being in the middle of the month, sorry, it's going to be later this time. I host that with Kai Kai B. Michaels, who is one of the Cake Tier patrons. Thank you so much, Kai Kai. And then next month is going to be, the month after that's going to be crazy because it'll be Oaklash. I'm going to do Jessie Ware Night at Princess. And then on April 22nd, I'm going to be hosting a comedy show. Jess Tom is going to perform their one-person show, Less Lonely, somewhere in San Francisco, Chinatown. So definitely come out to that.
Wouldn't that be funny if you were funny?
That would be funny if I was funny. I'm not funny. I'm gorgeous and beautiful, and that's why they chose me.
And we can't. God doesn't give with all hands.
No, not with both hands. Okay, thank you so much.
I like all hands.
Slay. Well, God does have multiple hands.
In my crumble opinion. Oh, sorry, all that. In my crumble opinion, episode 12, scene 3. Boop boop. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, you're gonna get it. I'm not good at the clacker.
This, I'm gonna give this wig back to Trent.
That's
gonna
what you
smell like my sweat.
Okay. So I was offered a correction during. Oh my god. I always do that. Okay.